edge in a one-game match.
Okay.
However, Pete Weber was there in the clutch, and if he gets loose, he can get that big strike ball working, but he cannot make a mistake like he did against Albee. Here we go.
That was his ninth strike of the afternoon to open his second match against Walter Ray Williams Jr., who has 22 titles, has never won a title in his home state of California.
Interesting. He's never won a triple crown of that either.
No.
But everything in between has been his.
Boy. El Primo has left the 10-pin.
Nothing much you can do about that. When one round object hits another round object, they don't exactly react the same, and so this is part of the game. The solid 10, Walter will convert this easily. One of the best spare shooters this game has ever seen.
And we mentioned his 22 titles, Player of the Year, 3 times, including last year. He has 27 second-place finishes.
Well, that's because a lot of times he's so good that he competes against the other players on their conditions.
No, 2 strikes. That's
it. You'll hear him occasionally. He is wearing one of the wireless microphones. Pete chose not to. Of course, it's their prerogative. Oh, yeah. And a double. And now we go to Bo Burton.
Thank you, Chris. Mike Albee, the left-hand lane was the big difference in your match.
Yeah, it was. It was a little bit tighter down the lane for me, and I really had to keep it fairly straight, but I got that one a little bit too straight, a little soft, and broke a little sharp and big forward. But, you know, I was surprised to really keep myself in the match, made some good shots to get there, and Pete's bowling good, but he gave me some openings, just I couldn't take advantage of it.
I got you. How about this match where you got Walter Ray going hard and straight and Pete with a big hook?
Well, Pete's got a lot of confidence, you know, this year. He's bowling pretty well, and I think Walter's going to be tough no matter who he bowls, but Pete just stay away from mistakes just like that. So that's going to be Pete's downfall's mistakes.
All right, Mike Albee picked it. If he makes a big mistake, as Pete did there, now he got away with it against Albee last first match.
Okay, the second channel shot for Pete Weber. Had won the first game, but he still shot a 244 to defeat Mike Albee. So close to that outside. Oh, have it more inside and left the 10-pin. That was in the third frame of our second match. If you just joined us, Pete Weber defeated Mike Albee 244 to 221. Drying up. Fifth hole. Thumb hole. Just beautiful and powerful. My heavens. Walter Ray, as most of you probably know by now, a 6-time world horseshoe champion, 3-time junior, and last week in Sacramento, he did his horseshoe act, and he said it was terrible. Where usually he is in the 90% ringers, he was in the 70s.
That was going
And on the left. On Tuesday, he and Paige Pennington celebrate their first wedding anniversary. There's Paige. So smooth and effortlessly. So a good match here. Williams leading by a little over 20. You know, in celebration of our 36th season, we'll be taking a weekly trip down memory lane. Now this week we really flash back to the first ever broadcast of the PBT on AC Sports. It was May 13th, 1961, on the third episode of Wide World of Sports. Now I must tell you, as you can see, our coverage has changed over the years, and as you can tell by this scoring technique from the past, This was at Paramus Bowl.
The Pro Bowlers Tour at Las Vegas. Nothing but strikes.
Next Saturday on ABC.
All right, back again at Cal Bowl in Lakewood, California. We're into our second match. Pete Weber, in defeating Mike Albee, earned the right to go against Walter Ray Williams Jr. and beat with a 20. Yes, he's trailing by 21. He's up on the right lane. High hit, and he is like, what, a 4, 6, 7, 9, 10. Oh, goodness. We had the 4, 6, 7, 10 earlier. Now this. Look out. Well, Bo, after a channel shot and now an open frame, take over.
Pete Weber's in trouble. Parker, you've been in trouble lately in the last couple of years in the championship round. The opponents have been averaging 234, and you only 216 for the last 12 TV appearances. Is that going to continue?
No, I think today it's time to turn it around. I'm going to better my opponents by 30 pins a game, so I'm going to go out and make my ball talk.
All right, he's ready to turn it around, Chris. Back to you.
Okay, and Pete at the line, nearly crumbled. A shaky shot, but it's still that big strike which he really needed in the 5th frame. Walter Ray Williams now up. He has a spare working for him, shooting in the 5th frame. Boy, was that on the edge. If you wait long enough in life, the breaks will come your way, even in bowling.
Well, as Paige Pennington kind of thinks that's a comical, but I'm sure Walter Ray appreciates this break. As the bucket's standing, the 2-pin falls in the 5, the 5 and the 8. He has a simple 4-pin. With this conversion, he'll have a 32-pin lead.
Let me put in the pocket. Back in the pocket.
Chris, we've been somewhat prophetic in this match in saying that the straighter shot works better under the pressure of the championship round. Walter going right down the first board, has everything under control.
Okay, coming up, Steve Whitty will be competing. And on the Wide World Classic, Willie Moss's dramatic finish in the 1982 Ironman Triathlon. What infinite variety on Wide World following us.
Talk about infinite variety. Look at Pete Weber's last 4 frames. He's been in the gutter, been in the nose, been in the pocket. Once again, he's high on this right-hand lane. He needs to make a major change in order to stay in this match. And I suggest one of 2 things, Chris. When I watched him practice, Pete has the speed and the ability to go out and play the shot that Walter Ray's playing. Down that first board, Pete is excellent at that shot. Would he take a complete gamble and go for it or stay inside with the big hook? His decision. Let's see if he has made the correct one. He's staying left with the big hook.
Coming up high, leaving the 3, 6, 10. Sort of not all together right now.
Well, Tracy, tell your husband to go outside and play the outside line. He still has room for 203.
All right. Good bid, Pete. Arbor Day presentation helped to raise the conservation awareness. Here is our tournament leader, the AC Delco Classic, Jason Couch. #1 seed. He's won all 4 of his titles from the #1 seed. So, trying again today, but his people like Walter Ray Williams, perhaps Pete Weber, Parker Bone III, saying not. The money leaders this year, John Gant leading the parade.
Won the Tournament of Champions, 60,000 on top. Of course, we saw Albee in the first match. Deadeye, Parker, what a field. All 5 of them there today. And averages about the same we've seen the last couple of years in the 220s to get in the money. I think Walter Ray's just going to put Pete away right here.
Hold it, hold it, hold it.
Oh, my.
Well,
My
maybe
ball's
we'll-
not supposed to hook. Come on.
That's what jumped.
He said to himself that ball's not supposed to hook, but when you pull it, it has trouble. He needs to get the ball to the right of the 6 pin and slide it over into the 7. Walter can make this shot. It's about a 3 or 4 to 1 for him.
So it's an open frame in the 8th for Walter Ray. Still with a 30-pin lead here in the second match. Weber now in the 8th with the spare working.
Let's look at Pete's score. If he strikes out, he's at 203. Walter Ray going at a 203 pace. We only have 2 frames left. Pete has another life.
Pete's father, Dick, on his way to his 50th ABC in Huntsville, Alabama.
That's the American Bowling Congress Tournament. Involves both pros and amateurs. Runs over a 4-month period. Pete Weber must strike on this ball to have a chance. Absolutely mandatory.
The gentleman you saw on the screen was Walter Ray Williams' father looking on.
All right, Pete Weber takes it off the sheet. He'd have a 203. Walter Ray Williams going at a 203 pace. Obviously, Walter has his own destiny in his hands. Walter Ray must strike on this ball to lock up the match. If he opens, obviously Weber's right in it. If he spares strikes, we have a chance for a tie at 203.
Come on.
Oh, jeez. 4, 6, 7.
Walter Ray, so uncharacteristic. As you see him, he goes left of his target. He had it out there on about the first board. Now he pulls it into the third board. He's going to open in the 8th and 10th frames. If he gets 9 out, he will have a 191 game. Pete Weber's going to need a strike, 9 spare to win.
What a turnabout here in our second match. 244, 221 in the first victory by Weber. Now it's a 191 for Walter Ray Williams Jr. And now here's Pete.
Must strike on this ball.
What a strike.
Pete Weber needs 9 spare to win. Obviously, a strike does the job. If he gets 8 spare, we have a tie match, 2-frame roll-off.
A great example of the old adage, never give up. Oh.
How true.
9 spare for me. Oh!
See that sportsmanship. You see the hands meeting there.
That's 9. Hey, that's my those 2 breaks.
191, a 202 victory
Like and
for Pete
subscribe.
Weber. You know,